right, we got a good set of exhibitors out there. Let's hear a round of applause for them as the judge works through the line. Pee-wee exhibitors. And if the judge has interviewed you and you're all set, you can go out the exit gate and pick up your prize from Farm Credit Services of America. So you can move over there. Yep. We thank you, Tyler, for working through our Pee-wee showmanship today, and we'll get this underway. Oh, we got the rodeo going. Fun part yet to come. She's up and going. Thank you again, Farm Credit Services of America, for sponsoring the program.
Thank you. Good job, everybody. That's awesome. All right, good job. What a great start to our bucket calf program today. Now we begin with the calves born January 1 through mid-March. These are the older calves. It has to be a calf that's born in the current year, 2020 in this case. So now we're judging the class judging. Your score is based on showmanship a bit, how you show your animal, based on partially the conformation of the animal now. Tyler wasn't judging that before. So that's kind of part of the total picture, how you handle your animal. And he probably might visit with you again just a bit. So this is the first class, bucket calves born January through mid-March. 8 entries.
out to the cement. You gotta have that out there because you've been in the barn, we need to have all of the stuff to the cement so we can clean that up and disinfect it for tomorrow.
Exhibitors, we do want to remind you we are thrilled that you're here. As this is a show and go kind of an experience this year, please, I wanted to say you must, but we can't make you, I guess, but please, please, please clean up your area when you leave. Push any kind of hay or chips, anything that you brought to the center so that they can use the skid loader because tomorrow the beef come in. So we really, really, really need your help in cleaning up your area before you leave tonight. Normally you would have stayed all 5 days and it didn't matter what you did in the evening as much as it does now. So please clean up your area, push it to the center. Ag Society will then run the skid loader through tonight and we'll be all ready for beef tomorrow. So please clean up after you before you depart the grounds tonight. Thank you.
Well, this definitely was a hard class to get us started with the bucket calf division. I really tried to give each individual enough time to give them 3 questions I answered. So I asked them in the first round of showmanship what was their name of the calf and what was their favorite thing about showing. And in the second round they came into this class right here, I asked them, what do you feed your calf? What is something that you learned about your project? And what was the most difficult thing that you learned? I got all of them in terms of what they feed their calf. They all gave excellent answers. They all gave they told me what they fed, how much milk or water or minerals or hay or salt blocks, and there wasn't one of them that didn't know that question, so I had a really great response. In terms of what they learned about their project, I heard some really good responses. Young man with the little Hereford heifer, he told me that he learned that it's better to get outside and not be playing on your video games. I heard a lot of responsibility questions or answers, and they learned a lot of hard working and that type of stuff, and whether they learned about setting up their calf or just learning how to lead them and keep them going. So they all did a wonderful job in terms of answering the questions. And then when I had to break it down between these last 3, I asked him, what was the breed of your calf? And the young man, I was flip-flopping between these 2, and he actually was only one he gave the better answer. He told me he had an Angus, and the young man in the second, he wasn't for sure what it was, so that's what kind of gave me the deciding factor between those 2. But the young man with the little black heifer, he did an awesome job showing today, getting her set up. Heifer that weight per day of age has got a lot of meat and mass to her, and I think he's doing a great job showing her, and I look forward to see what he brings back next year in his bucket calf project, and hopefully he'll bring her back next year as maybe a bred heifer. So he did an awesome job. The young man with the black steer, he did an awesome job. This is a high growthy performing steer, got a lot of top shape and mass to him, and weight per day of age, and he definitely shows it more, compared to the rest of the class. I think he just, in that last question, he just wasn't unsure about what breed he had, so I just had to swap him there at the very end. So he did an awesome job. I commend him for all the hard work that he's done in getting his calf set up. The young lady with the Holstein heifer, I think this is a really awesome Holstein heifer that's got a lot of body shape and dimension, and she's got a long level spine, and then she gets it out and walking real well. Maybe just wasn't quite as confident with her answers with the 2 boys in front of her, but she did an awesome job. Young man with the little black heifer, a young little heifer that's got a lot of style and shape to her, got a lot of body and dimension. I think this young man's got a lot of future and potential with this little heifer, and I look forward to see him down in the future. This young man with the Hereford, I wasn't for sure if this is the one that he brought in showmanship, and he said he had 2 of them, so we got that squared away. Little heifer that's a little on the lighter side compared to the ones maybe a little bit higher up in the class, but he did an awesome job getting her showed out. Just like to see a little bit more condition on her today to move up a little higher. And the 3 young individuals that round out the class, I think did an awesome job, answering their questions. I just like to see him a little better out in the move and maybe see a little bit more structural correctness in terms of the way they're designed. So we'll give a big round of applause for all these young individuals and bringing out their bucket calves.
Congratulations to all of you. Great job. That was group 1. They received purple ribbons. Your class winners, who will be coming back for the overall championship, Boone Kessler and Dalton Dorn. So following this 3rd class, we want you back in the arena for the championship. The next group, 7 entries, bucket calves born mid-March through the end of May. This is bucket calves group 1, mid-March through the end of May. Seven entries.
Well, these kids just keep coming out here and give me a tougher time of making a decision between all these young individuals. Let's just give them a quick round of applause. I think they did an awesome job of bringing out some stellar projects, and I just enjoy getting to talk with these young individuals about their projects. Again, I asked them, what do you feed your calf? What's one thing that you've learned? And what's one of the hardest things that you've learned about showing cows? And they gave me a wide variety of answers. And this time around, I got a little bit more different answers in terms of the feed question. And the young lady, I'm going to give her a commendment with young lady with the littlest calf in class. I think she gave me the honest, most truest, and best answers of the group. But unfortunately, she had the smallest calf in class. I think she said it was born on June 15th. And so in terms of weight per day of age, and being the smallest in the contemporaries, I had her bump her down a little bit more, but I just wanted to give her a special commencement on her ability to answer those questions. But starting off the class, the young man's black heifer right here, I think he did an awesome job of presenting her to me today and getting her head pulled up. A calf that I think's got a lot of nice pieces about her. I think this is going to be a nice young heifer for this young man as he brings her back next year, I hope. And I think she's got a lot of top shape and a lot of rib dimension. I hope that he brings her back, and we'll see her next year in the bred heifer class. Young lady right here, I think, struggled from time to time to get her and her calf to lead around, but it's where her giving me some better answers than the young man with the little Charolais cross calf. I think she gave me some better answers in terms of what she learned about her project. And I think, in terms of we study these two side by side, the calves, I think her heifer's maybe just got a little bit more size and shape and rib dimension than the little Charolais cross steer, and that's what kind of kept her over the young man right there. So good job. And the young man with the little Charolais cross steer, I think he gave me some really good answers as well. I had asked Jane, how do we place these young individuals if they're close in terms of their, the way the calves are put together, and I had to break them down and the way they answer their questions. So if anybody's, wondering, why I chose to place them this way, it's probably because on the way they answer those questions. The young lady with the little red heifer, I did an awesome job of answering those questions. But when we compared her calf, the ones up above her, she was just a little out horse today, and that's kind of why she placed a little bit farther down. But I think she did an awesome job of getting this calf ready for us, and so I commend her on that. Like I said, the young lady did an awesome job of answering those questions for me. It's just, your calf's a little bit smaller today compared to the rest, and that's why she's a little bit farther down. But I hope to see you back next year with your calf, so awesome job. Young man with the little Hereford, I think, is a heifer that's got a lot of future and potential to her. She's just a little bit greener, a little bit on the trimmer side, and I think he's going to need some more time to put some more groceries on her. Same thing with the young man with the little black heifer. They both did an awesome job of talking to me and answering those questions. So let's give these young individuals a nice round of applause once more.
Congratulations, exhibitors. Those are calves born between mid-March and the end of May. Your class winner, number 215, Austin Costal. Good job. Second place is Elise Dierksen, and both of them will return for the finals following the next group, and purples are awarded to each of those contestants. Our last group in the arena, same age group, calves born between mid-March and the end of May. Seven entries. And Elise and Austin will return for the finals following judging of this next group. And we remind you, you can leave at any point that you are finished with your judging today. Please move any feed, grains, hay, whatever, chips to the center of the aisle in the building if you stalled out in the building a bit today. Give the Ag Society your respect and responsibility and help them out because we clean up for the beef show tomorrow.
excellent job of getting her heifer showed out. Young man brought me a second calf today, and he gave me the same answers as he did his first calf, but he told me a few more traits that were a little more unique to this young calf right here. So I give him a big commendment for bringing out 2 bucket calves this year, and I hope he brings a few more next year, or maybe a market steer. Young man with a little dairy cross calf here at the end, I think did an excellent job of just getting him showed out. I think he's just, a little bit frailer, a little bit on the less conditioned side, and I think if he just gives a little more time and feed in the bucket, I think he'll do an excellent job next year. So let's give these young individuals a nice round of applause. Have you seen 2 girls and 1 boy? I've seen a lot of girls.
They're gone. Keep looking. Tell your parents. Keep looking.
We already did.
Hold on just a second. Hey, Jill. Congratulations. Results of that class were purple ribbons awarded. Our judges liking what you're doing, kids. That's great. Your class winner was Brecken Niemeyer, and second place, Gage Argo. So we're bringing the top 2 in from each of the 3 groups. Boone Kessler and Dalton Dorn, Austin Kostel and Elise Dirksen, Brecken Niemeyer, and Gage Argo. We have championship and reserve. The Grand Champion Award is sponsored by Booth Feeds, and the reserve, Grand Champion by Farmers Cooperative. Now, if you weren't in the arena when we talked about the award system this year, the Gage County 4-H Council implemented a new system. You will receive a trophy or a plaque here at the show, take some pictures, but you need to bring it back to us. You have a choice of getting a trophy, which will have your class and your donor on it. You can take $25 cash, or you can take an embroidered backpack. So we need your thank you note, and we need your sheet returned indicating your choice of award, and then we'll have those all ready for you the couple of weeks here in August. So let us know if you have questions, but new system. Some of the young ones want trophies, some of the older ones have had enough, and you can go on, and if you win several times, you can accept different awards. So let us know if you have questions, but that'll be our system for the Grand and Reserve champions this year, and we're excited to see what of the options you pick. Okay, we have the final showmanship, or final bucket calf drive here in the arena. We have your first and second place winners from each of the 3 groups. Again, your awards are sponsored by Booth Feeds and Farmers Cooperative. And again, before you leave the grounds, thank you so very much for coming and competing. And don't forget to move your feed, hay, wood chips to the center of the aisle, and we'll help the Ag Society clean up the grounds before the beef come in tomorrow. Beef show does start at 10. Horse shows start tomorrow and Friday. So we've got lots going on every day. 4-H building has static exhibits as well as the Ag Hall. We were able to spread out in both buildings, so feel free to visit them between 10 and 6 each day.
Let's give them one more big round of applause for these young individuals for bringing out their first year bucket calf projects. I think all of them did an excellent job this year. I was more impressed with the way they answered their questions, as compared to last year. I think they all stepped up their game. They were really well informed of what their calf was eating, what they learned about their project. And this last round, I asked them, so once fair is done and they go back home and they go back to school, who's going to help take care of their project? Because this project, it doesn't stop, once fair is over. So they got to figure out a plan of who's going to help take care of their animal. And they all gave me a really great answer. Some of them are going to be going back to the farm, either to a grandpa's house or aunt and uncle's or to their own place. So I just want to make sure that they had a plan in place. So to make sure that they have continuous care after today. They all gave me a really great answer. There was a couple individuals that gave me a real surprising answer. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out your Grand and Reserve bucket calf. First off, I just want to give a big round of applause for our extension staff, our fair board, and all the ring help for all their help getting this fair organized. Working over at the extension office over in Jefferson County, I know there's a lot of responsibility in getting stuff like this set up. And this year with all the things that have went on with COVID, I think there was a lot of stress on a lot of people's plates, and we're very fortunate to have the Ag Society to let us come in and have an actual fair this year, because it's all about the youth and developing quality time with our young individuals and teaching them to work with their animals and getting them a lot of responsibility. And I think this year was a little